Welcome back to another episode of Deny the Lie. I'm your host, Simone.
And I'm your host, Tony.
And we apologize for the delay in posting. We had midterm weeks for the past 2 weeks, and,
Yeah, it was very annoying.
I didn't pass one of mine, so that's kind of upsetting.
Yeah, I took fat L's on my exams, too.
It's okay. Anyways, it's all right. I'm still doing good in my classes, just if my parents are listening, so they don't get concerned.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Definitely doing well, for sure.
Yep, okay, yeah. So today's going to be a little different episode. We're going to talk about the Metaverse from Facebook.
Yes, and I know we may be a little bit late to the punch with this one, but we're still going to talk about it because I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to break it down to begin off. So a metaverse, there's a lot of different meanings that's associated with a metaverse. It's not just the Facebook virtual reality weird simulation thing that everyone's talking about. So a metaverse is basically just a corporate attempt to combine everything they could sell you into one package just to make you feel involved and connected to everything they do. It provides a sense of community, really. And so they basically just try to connect different demographics within one same idea. Like you take one cool aspect of one product and integrate it into another. So I think that Fortnite is a pretty good example of this. I know it's cringe, but it used to be its own thing, back in the first few seasons. But then they started to work with other brands. Like they did a deal with Marshmello and Travis Scott or Rick and Morty, stuff like that, where they offer products based on things that their fan base already loves, and they integrate it into their game. It's kind of the same thing with Hollywood movies. The reason why Hollywood movies milks as much money as possible out of the movies that they create, like they make sequels and such, is because if they can make an original idea and it does really well with the audience, they'll continue to make more of it because you're already familiar with it, so you're guaranteed to watch the second one. It's just basically they're not going to make as many ideas or new ideas because if you already love something and it's doing so well, they'll just make more of it.
Right. So
Pretty
they're milking
simple.
they're milking all of these ideas, all these social media, gaming stuff, and putting it all into one, basically. Is what you're kind of saying. Okay.
Exactly.
So, and the metaverse is a virtual reality simulation of that social media that you're basically living into.
Right.
Correct. Right. Okay.
Yeah, here I'll go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I just wanted to get into like the issues with that or the positives that comes with living in a virtual simulation.
Yeah, I'll stop you right there because I want to bring in the purpose of the metaverse, what Zuckerberg said.
Yep.
He said that the most important way to use it is to just connect with other people. And I remember watching his metaverse video, and it said you can bring things from the real world into the metaverse. So it looks like they're trying to appeal to a remote worker and offer a better way to communicate with people without leaving their homes. So essentially, you're making a more realistic Zoom call, is kind of how I felt it was.
Yeah.
But it's scary, dude. This when I watched his whole video, like his introductory, like this is the metaverse. So, and I wrote down a few of the key points from that video. It said that avatars can react in the same way you do, facial expressions, body language, etc. And how they're going to do this is through Cambria, which is a beta headset and its starting point for virtual reality. So they're planning to subsidize the cost and make as many people part of the metaverse as possible. What do you think about that?
I think that's a little scary. I did read somewhere that you could actually have a sense of feeling in the metaverse. So that's a little, I don't know, scary in my opinion, because you don't want the same thing, like bad stuff that happens in a real world in the video game, because I'm sure you want to get rid of that to make it more like pleasurable to play. But the fact that he's wanting everybody to kind of leave their real life to play this fake game is kind of like, well, what's the point in that? Or what are you trying to get at?
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Also, I want to know is how are you going to regulate people in the metaverse? Like, are you going to have like rules and regulations that you have to abide by? And if you if you like you get like a certain number of strikes or something, and then like you're
Like,
kicked out. Like how are you gonna
you
do
go to
that?
you go to jail in the metaverse.
Yeah,
But like, what's the
sign
point
on.
of
Oh
that?
man.
Jet, I'm back in. But I don't understand that because you're just living a real world then. So,
Yes,
but
you'll be living in a digital reality that's
but
better than your
why?
current reality.
Right. Do we know the cost of the game? How much would the let's look at the
Yeah, I
predict.
forgot to get that. So it's offered through a headset. So they're going to be using
Okay.
a headset for the whole experience, which I think is funny because can't
Ooh.
imagine or remember how many times my mom told me not to sit too close to the TV, but now we're putting them right on our faces. Um,
Hmm. Will the metaverse so it says the metaverse could be an $8 trillion market, but how much does it cost to play? Let's see.
I don't think it costs anything to play because they said they wanted to subsidize it and make it available to as many people as possible. I know that you can
Uh,
buy you can buy land in the metaverse for that. Oh my god, the cheapest plots of metaverse land are selling for roughly $11,000.
oh Jesus. Okay, so you play for free, pay for the VR headset, right? Which is like I'm assuming like $300, $400 because that's how much they usually cost.
Yeah,
The
so
thing,
they're trying to make it affordable, which is
right? Which makes sense.
interesting.
What? Yeah, but the thing is, why do they want to make this world for people to just play while you have a real world to live in? That makes sense. Like, do you think it's for people who failed in life and just need another second try and just join this fake world?
I think that that would be a really good appeal for it. I mean, I
Yeah, it's
read the
like
comments on the video and people were like, "Dude, this is really fucking scary."
yeah. In the video, there I saw that there's these animations that you're hanging out with, and I think they're just a simulation. So if you're really like lonely and just bad at life, you're gonna make friends with these fake aliens.
Well, I don't think they're not fake though. So they're real people, but and they can you could be a paper plate in the metaverse or something like you could have
Oh my
your own
god.
avatar, you know? It doesn't matter. It's kind of like
What?
playing a video game except it's
Hmm.
virtual reality. It's like a virtual reality it's kind of like like the Mii's.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of
Or like,
that's what I feel like it is. I feel like it's
or you
Mii's but like you talk.
yeah, or you're playing The Sims.
Yeah.
See, okay, so like there's the thing. I think we've been starting off to get into this state of reality of where you know how there's like the movie Wall-E and how they were living in that simulation, and then
Mhm.
the Avatar, how he was put in this little pod and then he's living in the simulation. So
Yeah.
we're warming there. That's because they were warming us up to this idea. It's
Right.
been planned all along. It's with all these movies with all these simulation. They've been
It's
they've been
yeah.
brainwashing us into thinking, oh, this is normal. We grew up with this
It's
in movies.
subconscious programming. So
Hmm.
that's how they do it is through movies and media. So they do this for upcoming societal changes that they're wanting to implement. So, you know, in the Matrix,
Genius,
Neo realizes he's in a simulation, wakes up, he's in this alien egg. And
right?
then it's like, welcome to the real world. This is Earth. It's 2090 or
Huh.
whatever. I don't remember.
But that has me thinking. So we all start playing this game, right? We all get really into it. We start to not really care about our real life, our real world, because we're having a better life in this metaverse. Do you think they'll start to like, I don't know, brainwash us in the game to where we don't awaken and they like kidnap us and they put us in this some sort of pod that we just live in and they don't have to pay for food because we'll be feeding off of like pills or something in this we won't ever wake up from the metaverse. Now we're creating a virtual reality to where we don't even need to live in this real world. So that's going to save farming. That's going to save gas. That's going to save all these economical boosting products. But we're just going to be living in the metaverse. So my disconnect is why do we need that? Because nobody's going to make money if we're all living in the metaverse.
Right. That I think that's the goal is to get everyone hooked on a virtual reality that's so good and there's nothing you can't do that you don't want to be a part of this reality anymore because you take the headset off, you know, when you log off for the day and you're like, damn, I'm still here. And then, you
Yeah.
know, you just go to sleep and try not to be a part of this reality.
And it makes
So,
sense for yeah, it makes sense for him to make this metaverse now because if you look at it, gas prices have gone up, groceries have gone up. I remember I was going to get like a gallon of water for my pet, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, gallon of water is usually 80 cents where I live. Now it's $1.20.
Yep. Inflation's fun.
So yeah, so it makes sense, especially for minimum wage workers. They can't afford anything like that. So yeah, might as well hop on the metaverse and get money that way.
Right. So that's also another component. Like, if this really gets as big as people are thinking it's gonna,
Hmm.
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to see how our reality would change. Like that, the real world would change substantially because
Yeah.
I think that a bunch of business towers or business complexes will just become apartments or something because you
Hmm.
don't need to go to work anymore.
Right. There's no.
And we're already kind of
Yeah.
at that point from COVID. Like, you don't know
Yep.
how many people prefer just to log in remotely on their laptop or computer or whatever rather
Yep.
than going into an office. And it saves the corporation a shit ton of money.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? If we don't want to go to work because we're living in the metaverse, everything's going to crash. All these companies are going out of business. There's no need to have certain things. There's no need to have like those big corporations because Mark Zuckerberg's running the whole world now. All we need
Right.
is
But I'm
Facebook, basically.
Yeah, but I still think, we still need food, shelter, water to
Yes,
survive.
yes.
So that's not going
Yeah.
to change.
That's not
So
gonna
we'll
change.
we'll still need those things. I just don't know
How the economy is
how.
going to do.
Right. I just don't know, like, the things that we do. Like, we go to movies, we like all the kind of fun activities. Like, I don't know if those are all just going to go away
I
or
mean, I would think
they're just
so.
going to hang out.
Well, if you think about it, we're gonna have that in the virtual reality. If it's basically the same thing
Right.
as Earth,
Yeah.
yeah, there's no need to it. But my question is, how are we gonna get that to all these other third world countries, right? In America, it makes sense.
Right. And I think I believe that that's the plan, is that they're trying to make it affordable for everybody so everybody can be a part of
Hmm.
it. Um, I'm trying to look up the price for the Cambria. It says at over $1,000, it would make it one of the priciest virtual reality headsets. Well, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
something like you've never experienced, I guess. Um, but dude, how I'm thinking about is that Facebook was in some deep shit for the
Oh,
data. You remember that?
oh yeah. So
So
okay,
do you
that's a
feel
good point.
and also this headset, like, you don't think that this thing is going to have a hidden, like, there's going to be a hidden consequence to this thing.
Hmm.
So do you feel comfortable having a simulated reality or headset track the way your brain thinks?
No, Facebook got sued for collecting all this illegal data, and now you're basically living in it. How much look? Think about how much information you're giving them for that.
Right. Because companies can create any experience they want, and you will it's so mind-boggling to me because I feel like once you're doing it for so long, you'll lose the fact
They're watching you.
that it isn't real.
Yep.
It'll just become your new reality.
It'll be
And
your
they
new
can get rid
reality.
of they can like, they can specifically target ads to you. So, it's just like right now with what they do with us on our phones and computers. They're going to
Yeah.
have Yeah, so they can get rid of the bad things you don't like and only show you the things they do. And they're going to have to be overly invasive for moderation and make sure that the bad things don't spread or other information. And
No. Yeah.
also, misinformation will seem to be more convincing and activities will be more addictive because you're using more than a few senses to do them. You're using them as if you're actually there playing.
Yep. That's
And
a really
yeah,
good point. What I'm scared of from what you just said is that when you said they create a reality that interests you, well, if they could simulate in a reality, can they simulate something that's brainwashing and program you to do something that you don't want to do, so where you never wake up because you're watching the same thing every day?
they already
That
do
kind of
that.
makes sense. Right. But I'm just saying, like, for the sake of this virtual reality, if you get all these people to program themselves just to keep that headset on, you're never going to wake up. That's what I'm most worried about.
Yeah. So you come here to have a human experience, and
Right.
it's like, well, shit, dude, you spent 30 plus years playing in a fake reality, and now you're,
Mm,
50, 60 years old, and you live in a shitty apartment and can barely make rent, or
wow.
Yeah,
You just
so
you just opened up a whole nother can of worms. When you said, wow, that's to connecting it more with the spirituality part, right? You come here to learn lessons. This is I'm just
yeah,
repeating what you said. And then you're put into this headset. You're not okay, yeah, you're not gonna learn, and then nobody's gonna come to Earth anymore, and we're just gonna be extinct.
right. So you come here to forget who you are and then
Yep.
remember who you are. So if
Right.
you come here to forget and you play in a virtual reality with a
You're
headset on
never
your face for 60 years, and then when you die, they're gonna be like, bro, what the fuck? Now you
not
gotta
the
go
way to
back.
go.
Yeah.
But my question, I don't even think they would want them to come back for like the for spirit guides and the spirit board and that whole blueprint plan into coming into Earth. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Shit, I
think they're
hope.
gonna just. I think Earth's gonna be extinct at that point. I don't know if there's a reason to come back.
Yeah, I was like, shit, I hope I don't come back. Fuck that.
That's
I don't.
that's what I'm saying.
Seriously, I don't want to be alive during that time. It's already here, too.
Mm-mm.
It's getting closer.
But yeah, and then you can reincarnate to other planets, of course. But this is just. I think Earth is more of a one of the harder planets to learn lessons on, just because we're so low in vibration.
Right. And, so we have been saying a lot of the negatives. I think
Yeah.
that there are a few positives. And
Yeah.
I say a few
Few.
because I can't see like I saw the argument that they made for some of these,
Hmm.
yet I just don't know if it really makes a huge difference.
No, but we're
But
giving the benefit of a doubt.
right. But the one that I do agree with is that you'll have better learning experiences. So I think that
Yes.
it would be super fucking cool if you were learning about astronomy to be able to go into the metaverse and actually play around with planet particles, and you actually get to like be in space. I think it
Yeah.
would actually really help to instill a lot more cognitive learning. Like I think it would just it would help a lot more instead of just
Yeah, like
reading it in a book.
yeah, it's more hands-on learning, but in VR, which I do agree is a nice addition because we have tools like that, but that aren't there yet, and hopefully the metaverse can create some more better learning habits for us as well. I think personally that the social media aspect is kind of nice, where you can just actually go on and meet new people if you don't get caught up in the reality part of it.
Right. And they have it to where you can actually communicate with the real world while you're in the metaverse. That's what I think is kind of a mind fuck cuz
Mhm.
I think you'll start to lose track of you'll remember that the other people in reality because you'll be able to see their face and stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't know, it kind of just depends on how good this gets
Right, because
or how
it's still
advanced.
yeah, it's still developing. I remember in the video that we watched, it showed like this woman playing the game, and all of a sudden she got a FaceTime call from her best friend, and
Yeah.
she's still in the game, and she's like sitting down with her animated friends, and then the picture pops up for FaceTime. So you're watching your real friend in real life, and then you're also hanging out with your fake friends
Well, they're
or the
still real.
animated.
Yeah, they're in the reality though.
Yeah, I'm saying like they're animated. They're
Oh yeah,
real
I know what you
people,
mean. Never
but
mind.
okay. That's
Yeah.
just to clarify, but I would agree that's a little confusing because then you get it's like, well, what's real and what's not?
Right. But like having that interactive learning experience, that was one of the only positives that I could find. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, we already live in a digital age where you can communicate with people all the way across the other side of the planet. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this just takes it another step and just includes more of your senses.
I'm looking up right now the benefits of the metaverse, and then let's go through it and see if we would like agree or not.
Yeah,
Um,
because I
I,
was watching his video and I couldn't find a whole ton of them personally.
yeah, yeah, no. So okay, affordability of experiences. Yeah, you could have a real world or fake world for free. Sure, I don't know if that's a benefit. Creation of new possibilities. I think they're really milking this right now. I'm not seeing
They're really getting rid of they're really instilling the idea of nothing is off limits.
new
That's what it's looking
opportunities.
like.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, new opportunities for businesses and marketers. You could advertise in the game, I guess. Sure.
Yeah. World without limitations,
Yeah.
solving remote work challenges, new opportunities for businesses and marketers, better e-learning, which I agree with, better
Hmm.
illustrations. Like I think it's going to be a great learning tool, but other
Or
than
even
that,
yeah.
I can't see a lot of other benefits to it.
Yeah, it says making gaming more real,
I don't think
which
you want games to be real.
I would be scared. I would get stuck. Allow you to visit another country without leaving your room. That's kind of cool. You can
That's what
travel
I'm
wherever
saying.
you want.
It's good for learning.
Yeah, that's
I don't think it's beneficial for any other aspect other than
yeah.
learning or
So,
playing a few games.
yeah, same here. And I've looked on two, three, four articles already, and all of them only have four benefits. So I don't.
Right.
I think again, I think they're really milking the situation now. I don't think it's developed enough to really
Yeah, they're
anything
still trying
else.
to figure everything out.
Yeah,
But dude, so when I was doing my research with this, have you ever read the book Ready Player One by Ernest Cline?
I've heard of it. I did not read it. No.
Okay. This is gonna go back to the part of how they've been kind of instilling this idea into our, to make sure that we're kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is a book. Ready Player One is by Ernest Cline. It's a book that's now a movie about a dystopian society where people use a virtual reality called the Oasis to get away from their problems. Set to be about 20 to 30 years away. And just like Zuckerberg, James Halliday, who was the guy who created the Oasis in the book and movie, he was basically the Lord and Savior who brought them this digital universe where the limits of it are your own imagination. You can have any avatar you want, regardless of appearance or sex or paper plate or however you want to identify. I don't
Identify.
know. There's this, but this is what scares me. So, if you look up the trailer for the Oasis movie, there's a scene where a guy got killed in the Oasis and he lost everything he worked for. So he was at his office and he got killed in the game. He's playing it at work for whatever reason. I guess you can play it at work. And he ran towards the window to try to open it and kill himself before his coworker like tackled him to the ground.
How?
And it
Okay.
really shows how detached people are from the reality. It's like all your self-worth is into something that really doesn't have much value.
How did he kill? Did he kill himself in real life?
No. So in the game, it's more of like I guess it's more of a video game based metaverse.
Oh, okay.
So it's more like, oh yeah, you get to go to like PvP or hang out
Hmm.
or chat with friends. It's kind of like that. It's like Xbox Live, but it's virtual
Right.
reality. That's what it is, probably the
Okay.
best description.
Yeah.
So he gets killed in like a PvP battle, loses everything he has, like all of his coins or whatever, and then he takes the headset off and he tries to kill himself.
Oh.
Yeah, he tries to
Oh.
jump out of the window from his building or from his like
Oh shit. Okay.
work building.
Now
Yeah,
that's mind
so
baffling.
that's what I'm
I'm at
scared of.
yeah. I'm at all right now. Okay. That yeah. Have you watched all these videos where people are like running into things while they're playing the VR?
Running into Oh, yeah, I've seen a few of them. Yeah. They're pretty
Yeah. So
funny.
like that kind of relates to that. So let's say you're playing this virtual reality metaverse, and you don't have that like station where you're able to like run in place. So you don't have it, and you're just like playing at home, and you just run into shit. You could probably hurt yourself really bad. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, but in the funny thing is in Ready Player One, they're playing on like this 360 treadmill.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah, that's what I thought you were trying to get at. So
I
like
just didn't know what
they're
it's called.
I don't know either, but
Okay.
you're basically standing on this treadmill and you're locked in like at your hips to make sure that you don't
Yeah,
fall
yeah.
anywhere,
There's
but you just
they have
run. So like you're
yeah,
actually running, but you're in virtual reality. I think that's just
that's what I was
insane to
talking.
me.
Yeah, I think that's funny, and it's I mean a little neat if you're just a gamer and you're doing it for fun. But
Right, but
there's
it's for
these
games.
yeah for games, not reality. But there's these like companies that have these little like shops or whatever, and they have the 360 treadmills where your buddies all just stand on these things and play together, so you don't run and kill each other.
Mhm.
But if you do that at home and you don't have that 360 treadmill and you're just running around your house, that could cause some serious damage if you're just playing the virtual reality, like metaverse. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you could just knock over a vase or
Or, fall off your porch or something. I don't know.
yeah. I would just play it
No,
outside.
true.
Actually, that would probably be even worse.
Yeah, you fall into your pool or something.
Yeah,
Like,
fall into a
oh,
pool and drown.
That's not good. Okay.
Can't take the mask off.
Mm,
This stuff is just getting really, really realistic, and it's starting to become Ready Player
yeah.
One. That's what I feel like
Right.
it's gonna turn into. It might not
Yeah.
be as radical,
No,
but
not
I'm
yet.
telling y'all, look up some trailers or some clips from the
Hmm.
movie because I don't think it's too far off.
No. I mean, they do a great job at making it look fun, and I know a lot of people are on the same page as us, like disagreeing with it, but there are a few of them who will like try it out for fun and maybe get hooked on it and it just starts a whole downhill spiral. So
Right.
you should be a little cautious. And I really don't trust Facebook. That's why it's so concerning to me because of all the data breaches that they've had and all the really things that they've taken from people for identity and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with that. Plus, I mean, you kind of can't really get away from it anymore though,
No,
because
it's
now they own
part of reality.
Instagram and a bunch of other apps that people use every single day. So if you don't sign up for Facebook, you still technically have your data. You know, the Meta
Yep.
has your data.
Yep.
So
No, you're screwed either way. And there's no
yeah,
privacy anymore. If you guys really think that you have privacy in America, no. They
no,
have satellites that can
you
just
don't have
zoom
it
down.
anywhere in the world.
It's just how far you want to give them access to your life. But
Right? Exactly. Well, I don't. I think we're kind of. I
I
said
think we
all I
summed
wanted to
that up.
say.
Yeah, we summed that up really good.
Be
Yeah.
careful. Be careful. Do your research, please.
I mean, feel free to try it, but don't do anything else than that.
Right. Use it for learning, for educational purposes, or
Yes. Yes.
to take out or to wind down some steam. But
Hmm. Don't get caught up
don't
in
make
the.
it
Yeah.
your reality, please.
Exactly.
It's virtual for a
Yeah.
reason.
Hmm. All right. Well, just to wrap things up, if you guys have any other questions or any other topics that you're interested in, please email us. And yeah, anything
All
else?
right. No, I think you pretty much covered it. We'll see y'all next time.